All right, what is going on, guys? Got another breakdown for UFC 276. Fun fight between two long-time entertaining veterans here in Robbie Lawler and Bryan Barberena. This one's going to be at welterweight. Robbie's going to have a 2-inch reach advantage, though Barberena is an inch taller. So I will start with Bryan Barberena. Coming off a fight of the night performance, absolutely wild fight. I was actually there for that one in person in Columbus, and it was awesome, man. I watched it on the broadcast for the first time a couple days ago, and yeah, definitely one of the best fights of 2022. It was an awesome card. When you're at a UFC fight live, especially that one, because Matt Brown is from Columbus. The atmosphere was insane, man. I just remember them brawling. Don't remember much of like the technical aspect. I was pretty drunk, but I do remember that Matt Brown faded. Go back and watch the tape study. That's exactly what happened. But the story with Bryan Barberena has always kind of been the same. He has this like bar fight style. That's what I like to call these types of fighters. Like he just his movement doesn't look super fluid, but he just stands there and trades. He's got a chin. He seems to make every fight like a fight of the night war, which is why it's always nice when Barberena is on the card because you know it's going to be fun. From a betting perspective, he's a little bit stressful to bet on, but all that aside, he has won three of his last four, with the win over Matt Brown being his most impressive. The win over Jason Witt was a strange one for sure, a very strange one. He was coming off of that surgery. He had some internal bleeding, and he had to get that taken care of, and so he looked tired. He looked way better in the Weeks and the Brown fights, at least physically, especially the Weeks fight. But Jason Witt, you look on paper, and that should be an easy W for Bryan Barberena. Jason Witt doesn't have a chin. Bryan Barberena has stiff hands, and yeah, he got dropped by Witt a couple times. Witt was able to work the wrestling, wasn't able to hold him down forever, but he was able to score with the takedowns in all three rounds, and he ate some of Barberena's best shots. He got dropped by Barberena, but he managed to survive. So again, it's weird. Like you feel like 9 times out of 10, Jason Witt goes to sleep in that fight. It's a perfect matchup. You got heavy hands versus a bad chin, but Jason Witt, probably the best performance of his career right there, gets the win over Barberena. I believe Barberena has three fight of the night bonuses. He dropped Vicente Luque in the first round of their fight, but then he ends up getting knocked out in the third. Absolute barn burner. Another barn burner with Randy Brown. He's fought Leon Edwards. He has fought. There's one more solid name. Oh yeah, Colby. He lost to back in the day. So both these guys have fought the cream of the crop in the welterweight division. They've been around forever. Barberena's been around since 2009, and Lawler Strike Force guy. So I believe is he one of the last Strike Force guys? I know we got Dom Cruz, but he's got to be one of the last Strike Force guys still on the roster. But yeah, stylistically for Barberena, got that bar fight style, heavy hands. Um, Lawler will probably have a wrestling advantage, but how much of an advantage he can have at 40 years old, we don't know. Matt Brown was able to kind of do the same thing that Jason Witt was able to do. He was able to take him down, not able to hold him down. Barberena has excellent sub defense, so I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that. He does have some good sub offense too. He doesn't usually secure it, but he can threaten at least. And yeah, he will look tired sometimes, but he'll just keep trading, man. The chin is pretty on point. We do got to worry about damage, though, with both of these guys. They've been around for a while, been in a lot of damaging wars. You got to wonder how much tread is left on the tires, but I think that Barberena, a little bit more, just been more active. He seems like he's still trying to fight for a title, whereas Robbie is just kind of taking these gimmick fights at this point, and how can you blame him? But yeah, for Robbie, man, finally snapped that losing streak with. You want to talk about a gimmick fight against Nick Diaz? I mean, people were excited for it. I mean, I was too. It was kind of like it kind of sold that card, honestly, for me. But yeah, I mean, look, we look at the losses here, and it's all to great competition. Neil Magny, Colby Covington, Ben Askren, but Ben Askren does have good ground game. He had Ben Askren hurt really bad, gave him some like permanent brain damage in that one. Like literally, I think he had like some type of issue from that, so that sucks. But yeah, he loses that one. A little controversial because again, it could have been stopped, but Yeah, RDA, he loses. He beats Cowboy. He loses to Tyron Woodley, but this is 2016. So, yeah, when you got a guy like this who's been around forever, like there is no point in going back and watching Rory McDonald versus Robbie Lawler, right? Like you don't want to factor that into your tape study. You want to watch to get a feel for what Robbie Lawler does, but it's very apparent that he doesn't have the speed or the power anymore. He's taken so much damage. He's not as active. This will be the first time since August 2020 when he fought Neil Magny that he's getting in there with a real legit prospect in the division. Because again, that Nick Diaz fight, man, Nick did not want to be there. He was landing, he was throwing some punches, but he was not reacting to body shots well. He was just talking weird in the build up. Like he just didn't want to be there, man. It's Nick Diaz. Like he just doesn't like. Yeah, he doesn't like fighting. Like he said it before. He did it because he feels like he has to, but he doesn't like fighting. So Robbie was able to get him out of there in the third round. Nick just kind of said like, I don't want to keep going. But again, Nick was landing in that fight. But man, if you go back and watch it, it is just pillow hands, both sides, man. And then that's what worries me in this fight the most. I just don't think Robbie has the same power anymore. I worry about his chin more than Barberena's. I don't think he's going to be able to work the wrestling. I don't think either guy has great cardio, at least at this stage. Robbie historically has better cardio, but again, I just lean Barberena. And yeah, man, what it really comes down to for me in this one is not a high betting priority. Definitely a coin toss fight, but I'm going to side with Bryan Barberena. I just think he's got a little bit more left in the tank than Robbie, who is an absolute legend of the game, former top dog in the UFC. He's fought everywhere, man. Strike Force, like I said, but just more fights, more wars, just not a lot of power. And I don't think he's going to be able to just stay and just keep landing like he was against Nick Diaz. I think he's going to get caught by Barberena. I think there might be some panic wrestling involved in this fight, but on the flip side, I could easily see Robbie Lawler just surviving. If he can eat a couple of Barberena's best shots, and he has a chance to outpoint him. I think Robbie's going to have the volume advantage here, but everything that Barberena throws is heavy. And now that he's got some confidence. He's got 2 wins in a row, coming off a great fight against Matt Brown. Gets the gets the road W there. I just think he's going to have some confidence. I don't think Robbie is going to be able to stand up to the power. And I do want to say Barberena inside the distance, but again, it's just not a high betting priority for me. I put it in a parlay, and that might be all I do with it. I like Barberena for DFS, but yeah, beyond that, man, it's not a high betting priority. Flip a coin. I like Barberena as a plus money underdog. You're going to get it around that range, like plus 110 to like minus 105 range is probably where you're looking for Barberena. We'll see if anything tightens up prior to fight day. I think if anything, money comes in on Barberena and this ends as a straight up pick 'em. But yeah, I just think Robbie is a little too washed, man. So thanks for watching, guys. Sure, subscribe and take it easy.